Arsharae, and I'm back with another video. This is Growing Up Hip Hop episode 7. So basically this episode starts out with JoJo and Tanice. They are shopping for their wedding or whatever, and JoJo's like, oh, this place looks expensive, okay, I'm out, and turns around to leave or whatever. And they're basically, looking for stuff for the registry for their wedding. They're talking about the wedding, and she says like they're talking about it, what they're gonna have at the wedding, this, that, and the other, and she tells him that he can't have mac and cheese at his wedding, and he's not too happy about that. He's like, what you mean? I'm giving you everything, I'm giving you everything that you want. This whole wedding is gonna be about you, and I can't at least just have mac and cheese? And he gonna bust out. He's like, are you white? And then he goes, are you Caucasian? Like, I guess he realized where he was at, and then he tried to whisper it. And I'm like, bro, this man is a whole fool, And he basically, they were having a good time, and they were shopping for the registry for their wedding, and then they get on topic of another child. And this is a sticky, not sticky, but this is a sensitive subject for both of them, because he wants another child, she doesn't want another child, and she basically feels like it's her body, it's her choice. So, and then he gets on to say that he wants a third, and she was like, she's not big on that. He says he wants a third because he wants someone to carry on his name, on the Simmons name, and she was like, well, I'm not big on that, and that strikes a nerve with JoJo. And then she's like, I'm sorry, I know how you feel about that, and you can tell that he's getting aggravated with it or whatever. But then they cut the scene. So Angela comes in and she explains to JoJo, because at first JoJo's not really into the whole registry thing, because he doesn't really understand it. Like, he knows he's there to shop, but he didn't realize that this is stuff that people are giving to them for their wedding. Like, whatever they pick, the people's gonna buy for them. Then he was like, he got excited, and he was like, okay, let me get this, let me get this, let me get this. Like, he all for the free. So then Angela and Tanice are sitting down, and they get back on the topic of the mac and cheese, and Angela was like, why not? She was like, it doesn't have to be, ghetto or whatever. And she was like, it can be like little mac and cheese balls, or you can make it elegant or whatever. And then Shanice agrees to it when Angela said it, but when JoJo said it, she didn't agree to it. I keep saying Shanice, I'm sorry, her name is Tanice. I keep saying Shanice, I don't know why. Tanice is her name. Anyways, so when Angela said it, Tanice agrees to it. But when JoJo said it, she was like, no, you're not having mac and cheese at our wedding. But when Angela brought it up, then she agreed. And he was like, so you telling me that when I said it, you said no, but when my sister suggested, you said yes? He was like, it's something wrong with this picture. And I'm like, bro, y'all really in the middle of these people's store arguing about some damn mac and cheese? Like, that's a conversation y'all can have for another time. Y'all need to finish, like, y'all registry or whatever, and instead of sitting here arguing about mac and cheese. So basically, by the end of this conversation, Tanice just tells Angela that she needs a wedding planner, and Angela says she's gonna help her find a wedding planner or whatever. And we'll see if JoJo gets his mac and cheese at the wedding. Sam goes to talk to Tretch, to ask Tretch for Egypt's hands in marriage, and the way Tretch is looking right now, I'm scared of Tretch, and I ain't even sitting in front of him. Like, I'm watching this through the TV screen, and I'm like, nah. Like, if I was Sam, I probably wouldn't have, I don't know, because he just looks a little scary to me, and I can see why, Sam is nervous, because he's babbling and everything, and he's going on, and I'm like, okay, bro, get to the point. So basically, he finally asks him, he gets up the courage to ask him, but he didn't really. He asked him, but it was kind of like he was like muttering a little bit, because I guess he was nervous or whatever. And like I said, I would have been nervous too. And Tretch didn't answer him right away. He just said, do you believe in God? That was his question to him. It didn't, of course, because it's a commercial. But when they come back, they're still talking, and like Tretch is like really making this man sweat for his approval, but I think that he already wants to tell him yes because of the conversation that he's had with Pep or whatever, but or that he knows about it, but he feels like, and that TeeTee and his son came to him about it, or I don't know if that's his son or not. No, Egypt's brother came to him about it or whatever. But I think he already has his mind made up. I think he just wants to make him sweat a little bit. And he tells him that being a Christian, he doesn't believe in divorce. And that basically if he marries Egypt, that there's no divorce in Egypt. Like, bro, you stuck for life. Like, you locked in there for life. And he was telling him, you know, that when he divorced Pep, he committed a sin. And that he has to answer for that sin or whatever. And so, you know, he tells him, you know, he has to respect Egypt. If he disrespects Egypt, like he's disrespecting their family, you know. And then he just starts talking to him man to man, laying down some wisdom or whatever. And at the end of it all, he gave him his blessing, which I already knew he was going to do. But he says only if he makes her happy. He better never put his hands on her. And he better not disappoint him. So, and this is where I'm gonna get into it. But I just was like, okay, so her mama don't care. Well, she cares, but her mom said yes. Her dad said yes. So why everybody else is so concerned with this? If her parents are okay with it, nobody else should care. So Angela meets with her dad, and they started talking about JoJo and how much he has grown. And how he's, you know, turned his life around and everything. And then her dad asked her about her love life, and she just basically tells him her love life is non-existent. She talks about, you know, the things that she's done to not get a boyfriend, but just to start dating. You know, she was saying like things, you know, didn't work out with Romeo or whatever, and she was just saying that she actually got on a dating app and she met a couple of people and she didn't like it. And she just said at this point, she just doesn't care to, like, if it comes to her, it comes to her. But she's not out looking for it, basically. And I can feel where she's coming from with that. So, like, sometimes you can't you just gotta like, just sit back. And if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. It'll happen. If not, it won't happen. And her dad was just like, he doesn't understand why, you know, she can't find anyone. You know, when he was younger, when he was dating the guys always went for the pretty girls, and so he doesn't understand. And she was telling him like social media makes it hard, and it does, because it's like all these women out here, like not everyone has a fake body, but a lot of these women, you know, have these butt implants, these breast implants, or they just make what a woman looks like kind of unrealistic. Like, everybody wants a baddie, basically. Like, oh, you got this done, you got your butt done, you got your boobs done, you got a flat stomach, or, you know, not every guy likes that, but that's why a lot of people look at, and when you see these Instagram models, and that's what guys go after. It makes it hard for women who want something real or who are natural in their bodies, because the guys want what they see on Instagram or social media. So, and he told her to go to church and get a man, and she was like, they crazy in church too. And so Angela just not with it. Angela, you know, she is not with it, basically. So Brianna and TeeTee meet up. They don't even like each other, so I'm just surprised that they still talking to each other. But I guess the fact that they want to save Egypt, they feel they are coming together for that reason alone. So they is still on this engagement thing, and at this point it's starting to get annoying. Like, we are 7 episodes in, and I guess like we just gonna keep going on and on with this for the whole season. Like, I don't know, I'm over it. At this point, I'm just like, let it go. It's not your life. Her parents are okay with this, so y'all need to just leave it alone. Anyways, Brianna was like, oh, I'm sorry about last time. I didn't know that you and Troy didn't get along or whatever. And TeeTee's like, yeah, we don't get along, but it is what it is. I ain't sweating it. Then now they're concocting a plan, to interrupt the proposal, because we know that Sam is planning on proposing to Egypt at his show, or at their show, because Egypt is performing too. So TeeTee says that she's going to make Egypt late, and I just don't know how this is gonna turn out, because she says she's gonna take Egypt to the show. She's gonna make Egypt late on purpose so that Sam doesn't get to propose to her. And I'm just like, bro, y'all doing too much for a relationship that's not yours. Like, y'all doing too much. Like, it's at this point, I mean, I understand, like, it makes for good TV or whatever, but at this point it's getting annoying. And like I'm just like, ugh, y'all know how I feel about this, so I'm not gonna keep going on about it. So Pep is on Tredge's tour bus, and I'm guessing he wasn't expecting her to be there. So he goes in, he's like, oh, what are you doing here or whatever. And then so they're joking around or whatever. He's like, do I need to call security, and does security need to be in here? And so she's like, they're laughing about it, they're joking around, and she asks him, is Sam in one piece? And he tells her, he basically tells her how he feels about marriage and divorce, the same thing that he said to Sam. And he basically said that if Egypt accepts the proposal, then they should accept the proposal. But at this point, Egypt hasn't accepted it yet, but they have given their permission. So he's basically like, if Egypt says yes, then it's nobody's business. Like, and even us, we can't go against what she wants, And he said that, he's basically said what I've been saying this whole time, that, everyone needs to stay out of Egypt and Sam's business. Like, he says that they're her parents and everyone else has to follow what they say. And I agree 100%. If her parents don't have a problem with it, bump what everybody else say. It don't matter. It does not matter what everybody else has to say. If her parents are okay with it, that's that. What they say, go. Period. That's it. JoJo and Tanice go to have counseling with Rev Ryan. She says that, she doesn't want to cross the line when they go to counseling. She doesn't want to say certain things because it's JoJo's dad. But I'm like, when you go to counseling, you are supposed to be open and honest about everything, because you want to lay everything out on the table. So you cannot go into counseling holding things back, because if you do, you're not really solving any issues. You're not resolving anything. You're just still sweeping stuff under the rug, and that's not how counseling works. So JoJo says that his ultimate goal, is to stay together and not get divorced. He feels like once they're married, things will change. He feels like when they get married, she's gonna have a tether on him, and she's gonna say, you can't do this or you can't do that. You gotta do this. And basically, he said he doesn't want that. But when you get married, there's some sacrifices that you have to make. But it's like, those sacrifices you should already be making anyway if you guys are in a relationship. Like, if you're in a committed relationship, it's just certain things that you don't do. So she finally opens up, and she says that JoJo comes home whenever he wants, and she doesn't like that. It makes it hard for her when she has their daughter. And she basically had to quit her job because she's basically now a stay-at-home mom, because she always has to be with their daughter. And he's defending himself, saying that he's working in the studio because he raps, and then he does the engineering and everything, working with artists, so he has to be in the studio late sometimes. And her dad basically his dad basically, all in all, at the end of this whole thing, his dad basically told them that they both got to compromise. Not one, not the other, both. They both have to compromise if they want this to work. Then they get on the topic of another child. And he basically told them, y'all got to talk it out. Y'all got to decide what are y'all going to do when it comes to a second child, because we know JoJo wants a child and she doesn't. And he basically says, JoJo he flat out said it's a deal breaker for him if she doesn't want another child. And I'm like, that's unfair, because you have to consider her feelings and how she feels. Like, I'm pretty sure maybe, you know, later on, maybe she'll change her mind. Who knows? And, you know, he asked her, you know, will she want to have kids ever again? And she said maybe years down the line. She said maybe years down the line, but she's still not definite on it, because I don't think she wants any more kids. And basically, they gotta compromise. They have to learn how to compromise. Like, when you're in a relationship, you can't have everything your way, and your partner can't have everything their way. You guys gotta come to in the middle and compromise on things. Like, you can't just like say it's my way or no way and that's that. No, you gotta compromise. Like, that's what life is, compromise. So Sam and Egypt are talking about their show and how they're gonna perform and everything in their future and how they plan to elevate. And TeeTee walks in, and this is the start of her conniving self, picking Egypt up to go get pampered and get prepared for the show. She speaks, you know, they talk for a little bit, but she doesn't really say too much to Sam, but she did speak to him though. They leave to go get dolled up or whatever, and I just think it's ironic that he yells out, "Don't be late," and that's TeeTee's plan the whole time, is to make Egypt late. And I just think that's so messed up on so many levels. So TeeTee, I just think TeeTee is wrong for pampering Egypt and helping her get ready for her show. And all this time she knows that she's about to ruin this girl's proposal. Like, I just think that's just messed up on so many levels. But you know, when Sam he's talking about how he feels about Egypt while he's getting ready for the show, and I just love the way he talks about her. Like, I just, in my mind, however anybody else feels about it, the way he talks about her in this moment, I feel like he does love her and he does want to be with her. And I just think, like, if everybody could hear how he's talking about her right now, maybe they would see things differently. So I don't know, but we'll see, you know. And I'm just watching this show and I'm just like, TeeTee's poker face is so strong, because she paid this man, the driver, to take her to the wrong address, and she's just like, oh my god, you came to the wrong address. And she basically just was like, she basically made it seem like she didn't know any of this. And then Egypt, you know, is upset, and I understand why she's upset, and I don't blame her. And I just don't understand how family can just do you like this. Even though they think they're doing the best for you, they're not. So Brianna and Twist, you know, they're showing up to the performance, and they're wondering, you know, if TeeTee has actually pulled this off or not. And Sam has figured it out that TeeTee made Egypt late. And the messed up part about the whole thing is Egypt is performing too. So it's not just about the proposal, you know, Egypt is performing in the show. And now that she sees that Egypt is really, really upset about the whole situation, now she wants to apologize. And I'm like, bro, it's too late. You done already messed everything up. Like, you should be ashamed of yourself. So, I mean, but that's basically where the episode ends. And she just, Egypt is late, and we'll see. They're stuck in traffic, so we don't know what's gonna happen. But please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you have not already done so.